Hello and a very warm welcome to all students of Europe Hotel School. I'm an AI guide and I've got extensive experience in modern hospitality operations. I'm so pleased to be here with you to support you on your online learning journey as you build what I know will be a successful career in our amazing industry.
Today, we're going to dive into a concept that is truly the bedrock of hotel finance. For any of you who want to be leaders in this industry, understanding your hotel's true financial health isn't just a handy skill. It's absolutely essential. We're not just going to be looking at numbers, we're going to learn how to read the story they're telling us.
So, here's our game plan for this session. First, we'll talk about why just looking at the cash in the bank can be a bit of an illusion. Then, we'll get into the professional standard, the accrual principle, and see how it actually works in real hotel situations. After that, we'll uncover its strategic power. And finally, we'll see how all this knowledge gives you a serious advantage as a manager.
All right, let's jump right in. It seems pretty logical to think that you can judge a hotel's success by how much cash is in the bank at the end of the month, right? But the thing is, in an industry as dynamic as ours, that can create a really dangerous illusion. So this slide really breaks down the two main ways of looking at things. On one side, you've got cash accounting. It's simple. Sure, money comes in, you write it down. Money goes out, you write it down. But it's just a snapshot. On the other side, accrual accounting gives us the full story. It connects our finances to what's actually happening in the business, which is the only way to understand our true performance. And that brings us right to the professional solution, the accrual principle. This is the method that provides genuine financial clarity. It's not just an option, it's the recognized standard across the entire global hospitality industry.
Okay, and here is the absolute core of it all. The two words you need to remember are earned and incurred. Revenue gets counted the second you've delivered the service. That's when it's earned. And expenses, they get counted the moment you've used a resource, when they're incurred. The key is, it doesn't matter when the cash actually shows up in the bank. This is all about aligning your books with reality.
And make no mistake, this isn't just a preferred method. It is the standard. Leading institutions like Europe Hotel School London teach and endorse this approach for one simple reason. It's the only way to manage a hospitality business professionally and, more importantly, effectively.
All this theory is great, right? But let's make it real. What does this actually look like day to day in a bustling hotel? Let's walk through a couple of super common examples that you'll see all the time. Okay, think about your number one product, the guest room. With the accrual principle, your hotel earns the revenue for that room on the specific night the guest is actually staying there and getting the service.
Exactly. So it's not when the guest finally pays their bill at checkout, even if they stay for a whole week and pay for everything on the last day, you recognize the revenue for each night as it happens. That means your January report accurately shows your January business, even if some of that cash doesn't land in your account until February. See how powerful that is? Now, let's flip the coin and look at expenses, specifically your biggest one, labor. The exact same logic applies here. The cost of labor is recorded in the period when your team actually did the work. And this is just so important for accurate P&L statements. Let's say your pay period ends on December 31st, but the payroll team doesn't actually process it until January 3rd. Well, the accrual method correctly puts that labor cost into December's books. That allows you to perfectly match your December labor costs against your December revenues.
Okay, so we have this really accurate picture of our finances. But so what? Why does that matter so much? Well, it's because accurate data is the foundation of every single smart decision a manager can make. Let's dig into the strategic power this gives you. This accuracy literally creates a clear path to making better decisions. First, you can finally evaluate performance properly because you're matching this month's revenue to this month's costs. Then, that rock-solid data leads to much better, more accurate budgeting and forecasting. And finally, when you present numbers this reliable, it builds incredible trust and credibility with your owners and investors.
So to put it all together, mastering this isn't just some accounting exercise. No way. It's really a management superpower. It sharpens every decision you make, it boosts your credibility, it gives you a true picture of profitability, and it helps you plan for the long term because it perfectly aligns your financial reports with what's actually happening on the ground in your hotel.
All right, let's bring all of this home and focus on you. Because understanding this concept is what really separates someone who just works in a hotel from someone who strategically manages one. It gives you a true professional edge.
This quote really just says it all, doesn't it? The ability to look at a financial report and not just see a bunch of numbers, but to actually interpret the results, to spot the trends, that is a massive differentiator. It's how you find opportunities for growth or catch tiny problems before they become huge ones.
At the end of the day, that's what this is all about, empowerment. When you can speak the language of finance fluently, you can be a part of those high-level conversations. You can justify your department's budget. You can propose new ideas backed by solid data. And you can play a really active role in steering your hotel towards success.
So as we close out, I want to leave you with this question to think about. As you move forward in your career, knowing what you know now about seeing the true financial picture, how are you going to use that clarity to make better decisions, to inspire your team, and to lead?